Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz from the Search Engine Roundtable. This is the Search Buzz video recap. This is the September 4th edition. We have a lot of news to cover, including Yahoo search updates, Google Webmaster reports, and a lot more things going on with AdWords and Bing and a lot of things. So stay tuned and we'll get started right away. So last night, Thursday, September 3rd, Yahoo announced a search update, what they call a weather report. They warned us that there will be a web index update. That means the shuffling will go around. Some people have noticed changes in the Yahoo search rankings. I personally haven't noticed anything significant, but a lot of people have noticed some things that were shuffling around at Yahoo search. We did also notice a couple weeks ago that Yahoo was doing some type of update, but it died down, so maybe that was a test or something. We're not exactly sure. So definitely you want to take a look at your Yahoo search rankings, and if you notice anything, there's definitely discussion going on at the various forums. Like we do every month, we do a recap based on a Webmaster World thread of what's going on at Google Web Search. So we have done this today, actually, September 4th at seroundtable.com. The two major things are people are anticipating that the caffeine update, the caffeine index, which is being previewed at sandbox.google.com, is expected by webmasters and SEOs to be released sometime this month in September. Google has not confirmed that, obviously, but people are expecting Google to roll it out slowly to the various indexes, various data centers at the Googleplex. In addition, people are discussing a lot about this old -6 penalty and how that might be impacting certain things. Historically, the -6 penalty was not really a penalty; it was a bug that Google has actually confirmed and they fixed. But those are the two main topics that are being discussed. Outside of that, I posted a recap with links to the various things that happened at Google that we covered at the seroundtable.com over the past month. That obviously includes the caffeine update, a possible August 2009 update, which Matt Cunt said it was not. It might have been penalty related. We discussed how Google's supposedly loving keywords and URLs these days. We discussed how Google's releasing a new set of penalties, which might be related to the August 2009 update that we reported. There's a lot of discussion still on the Google UK search results and how it's more, I guess, friendly to US results, so US hosted sites. We discussed how Google had a rich snippet testing tool, which is pretty cool if you're doing the new rich snippet stuff with the the advanced micro format cards and stuff like that. So you definitely want to take a look at that. Plus, there's a lot of bugs we discussed with the Webmaster Tool system and new updates to that as well. So you want to take a look at this thread at seroundtable.com on September 4th. Earlier in August, about a month ago actually, we reported that Google was testing, or not testing, but in Firefox, they're actually showing the organic listings, the ones on the left, closer to the ads on the right. So basically, if you open your browser and slide back and forth, you'll see how the ads on the right actually are closer to the organic listings on the left. So a couple of days ago, searchviews.com released a report saying that he believes that it actually increased their click-through rate on their ads by about 15% in an 11-day period when they noticed that the change has happened. We do have a poll asking our readers if they noticed anything in regards to that. Did they actually notice an increase in their CTR? And currently, I mean, we have about 50 responses, and about 50% said they did notice an increase in AdWords CTR. Is it related specifically to Google moving the ads closer to the organic listings? Possibly, but it's really hard to tell. So there's a thing going on. There's also discussion around, is this actually decreasing the organic click-through rate? And about 11% of those who responded said that yes, it is actually decreasing the click-through rate on the organic side. Again, this is all very, this survey is very, very not informal, and there's no real metrics to see. I assume Google has some nice metrics on their side, but if you do want to learn more about this, you should definitely go to our August 31st post at seroundtable.com. Also on August 31st, we posted about how Bing, their mobile site, Bing Mobile, has some language issues for certain people. So if you are going to mobile Bing, m.bing.com, which is Microsoft's mobile search page portal, and it is showing you the wrong language, there are steps you could take to actually go ahead and reverse that issue. First is they want you to actually go ahead and go to m.bing.com and do a query on Bing Lang test for Bing language test, all one word, Bing Lang test. That's Binglang test, all one word again. and then send them an email at bingmob, BINGMOB, at Microsoft.com to let them know the date and time which you actually encountered this issue. Then to fix your issue, just go to m.bing.com/?LC equals EN-US. Again, all this information is on our post at August 31st at seroundtable.com. If you are having this issue, or you know anybody who's having that issue, just tell them to go to seroundtable.com, go to the archives, and click on August 31st. An interesting thing that we noticed over at the Bing forums was that, you know, when you mouse over certain Bing search results, it shows a little quick box on the top, on the right side, it displays this little Ajax pop-up, and it shows more information about the site you might click on. It's basically a quick preview box of what that site's about. So one webmaster asked, is there a way for me as a webmaster to manage what actually is shown in that Bing quick box, in a quick preview? And a Microsoft representative, Brett, from the Bing forums, actually said it's a good idea. It actually might be coming in a future release. I guess maybe big webmaster tools will allow people to actually update that. Would be useful for a lot of webmasters to be able to update what's in there. Obviously, there are some spam-related issues that could be associated with that, but it seems like Microsoft has confirmed on some level that they are thinking about it and they might release something like that. In addition, a lot of people are noticing that there are some weird syntax errors in the big box. They start with warning to session destroy type of errors. And if you want more information about that and what you possibly could do to report that to Microsoft, go to seroundtable.com and go to the September 3rd page, and you'll be able to see more information about that. On the Google AdSense side, the Google AdSense blog announced they made two changes to their competitive ad filter. One is they made it faster. So basically, historically, if you put a new site in your filter list, in your competitive ad filter list, it would take about several hours or a day or so for the ad to be blocked. Now, Google's saying it takes less than 30 minutes for an ad to be blocked. So if you do see a site you do not want to advertise on your site, all you got to do is plug it in there, and probably within 30 minutes, that site's advertisement will be gone from your website. So they increased the speed. The second thing they did was increase the filter limit size. So it used to be 250 sites that you could limit. Now it's for everybody. It's about 500 sites that you can actually filter out of your filter list. So if you want more information about that, again, September 3rd at seroundtable.com. Last week we reported how Google AdSense was hit with a major PSA attack, basically a public service ads attack, which basically means a lot of sites that had AdSense on it were not making money because they were showing free ads from Google, because Google's ad contextual matching, the technology they use to figure out which ads should be shown on certain sites based on the contextual relevancy of the content on that page, was not working, so they showed free ads. That happened about a week ago. Again, it happened on September 1st, very early in the morning. I think it lasted about 4 hours or so. Google's blog post did confirm it after the fact. They said it started about 4:30 PSD time, which is 7:30 Eastern time on August 31st, and didn't end till 2 a.m. that morning, which is a long time, which is, so that's 2 a.m. Pacific time, so it's 3, 4, 5 Eastern time. So it was a pretty long bug. And it only affected some of their sites, not all of them. Specifically, they said in the Asia regions. So I haven't seen it myself, but people have complained about it. So I mentioned earlier about the Google Rich Snippet testing tool. Back in May, Google announced that they are going to be allowing people to add rich snippet data to their search results. So when you go to a search result, you'll be able to see maybe contact information, maybe phone numbers, maybe reviews and ratings and stuff in the actual Google search results, and that's made possible by webmasters adding microformats and RDFA types of elements in the code. The major complaints was that you didn't know if you programmed that right or if Google would use it. So Google actually released a tool in Webmaster Tools at google.com/webmasters/tools/rich snippets. And you basically plug in any URL. You don't have to be a verified owner of that. You can plug in any URL, and then it will show you what the snippet might look like, and what data they're finding, and if there's any errors with that tool. It's pretty nice to have. If you want to learn more about this tool, you can look at seroundtable.com and go to the September 1st page, and there's more information about it. It's a very useful tool, and I just can't wait for Google to expand that even more. So let me talk about two quick topics. One is that John Mueller over at Google has confirmed that Google typically, for most sites, they usually check the robots.txt file daily. It's the first time I ever saw a Googler actually confirm that Google checks almost every single site on the web daily to see if there's any changes made to their robots.txt file. It's good to know, obviously. And 2 is that Google has a no translate tag. So if you don't want Google to translate either a page on your website, or specific content within a certain page, there's different tags you can use to tell Google, I don't want Google Translate to actually translate that, and that will prevent the translate this page link in the Google search results from showing up. Again, you could add a meta tag, so just write no value equals no translate, or you could wrap it around the class equals no translate, and Google will go ahead and pick it up from there. Those of you who are users of the AdWords API, Google AdWords API, you should be aware that the new AdWords version 2009 is now available to all advertisers who want to partake in it. It's still in beta, but it's out and finally available to every single one out there. So it's very important. They first announced this about a couple months ago. It was a very limited beta then, but now everybody could access it. It is a major change, supposedly from version 13 of the API, so expect major changes to 2. You should definitely take a look at that and get started as soon as possible to actually implement your, software with the different with the new API and start testing it out and make sure you're happy with it. You can learn more about this at the SEOroundtable.com on August 31st. Just something funny I find often. I usually scan the forums, as you know, and what I often find is people complaining that Google has their name or their social security number or their identification number in the search results. So what they do is they post, guess what, their name or their social security number or their ID numbers that they want to be private in a public Google forum or a public search engine forum or any type of forum out there that gets indexed by Google. So now they have the problem of not only the sites that they're complaining about having their information, but now it's on a very popular domain, a google.com/forum domain with their information. And now it's in more than 2 places, maybe indexed in other places. So it's just funny that I see this all the time, and it's sad that people run into this issue all the time. But basically, if you don't want your information out there, do not post it on a public website. It's that simple. Let me start off by saying the next story, I don't think it's true, but I found it to be pretty interesting, so I think I'll report about it. August 31st, there was a guy at the Google Webmaster Help Forums who was basically saying that a ex-Googler, a person who used to work at Google, is using spam tactics to both threaten and intentionally hurt his website. The ex-Googler basically is hacking and injecting stuff into this guy's website in order to push down his website from in the Google search results. And he supposedly knows how to do this because he is an ex-Googler. There's a long thread about this, how it's probably not likely that it's that. There's a lot of Google impersonators. It's just interesting to see such a report at the Google Webmaster Help Forums. The question is this true? Do you believe him or not? I personally don't think this guy who's impersonating, I think this is basically an impersonator. Finally, this past Saturday, there was a logo up for Michael Jackson. It was supposedly going to be his 51st, it was supposed to be his 51st birthday, so Google put up a little doodle with his feet, his shoes, and his socks and stuff like that as the Google logo. There was a lot of controversy over why Google would do that, especially when it was, Senator Kennedy's burial that day, or why they did it for Michael Jackson but not for Mother Teresa or for D-Day or for other certain things, especially around the controversy around Michael Jackson's history. Google did it. It was a pretty cool logo. A lot of Michael Jackson's fans are happy about it. Some of his non-fans are not happy about it. We have tons of comments about it in our thing. Usually the Google logo posts get a lot of comments because it brings people out of the woodworks. So if you want to learn more about that logo or see pictures of it, August 29th at SEOroundtable.com has the logo and pictures. So that was the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable. Again, this is September 4th edition of the Search Engine Roundtable Search Buzz Video Recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. You can catch all this news at SEOroundtable.com. So you know all the links that I discussed in this video are easily accessible in the video recap post on SEOroundtable.com. It will be posted hopefully Friday, September 4th. If not, it will be posted Saturday night. So definitely take a look at that. And if you want any access to those quick links, just go to that post. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz. That was the September 4th edition. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.